species exist in more than one kind of structurally and functionally different forms. It is almost always accompanied by division of labor, in which different functions are assigned to different kinds of individuals, rather than to the different parts of the individuals. So, a particular type of individual performs only a specific function. Polymorphism and division of labor are characteristic of colonial Cnidarians. Division of labor among Cnidarians is primarily due to the low level of organization, lack of organs, and the inability of individuals to undergo considerate specialization for diverse functions. Basic polymorphic forms. The diverse polymorphic individuals of Cnidaria are the individuals of two basic forms, namely polyps and medusa, which themselves are derived from each other. In general, polyps are sessile, tubular, and asexual forms, with all tentacles, upwardly directed mouth, and manubrium, long oral arboreal axis, and thin mesoglia. On the other hand, medusa are free-swimming, umbrella-shaped, and sexual forms with marginal tentacles, downwardly directed mouth, and manubrium, short oral arboreal axis, massive mesoglia, and radial expansion of the body. Polyps and medusa are derived from each other in the sense that polyps reproduce asexually and give rise to medusa, which in turn reproduce sexually and give rise to polyps. Morphological variants of polyps. In colonial Cnidarians, there are various types of structurally and functionally different individuals called zooids. The zooids of a colony are organically connected or continuous. In fact, they are only morphologically modified polyps or medusa. The major morphological variants of polyps include gastrozooids, dactylozooids, gonozooids, autozooids, and siphonozoids. Gastrozooids. Gastrozooids, also called siphons or hydrants, are the tubular or saccular nutritive polyps. They are provided with mouth, manubrium, a basic tentacle for food capture and ingestion, and spacious coelentron for extracellular digestion. Tentacle is armed with batteries of nematocytes to anesthetize or paralyze the prey. In some cases, tentacle will have numerous lateral branches called tentilla. Dactylozooids. Dactylozooids or mechanozoids are the tubular and highly extensile, protective or defensive polyps, devoid of mouth, manubrium, and all tentacles. Coelentron is much reduced. In some cases, a long and unbranched basal tentacle armed with nematocysts may be present. Two modified types of dactylozooids are present, namely spiralzooids and tentacle-like dactylozooids or tentaculozooids. Spiralzooids are protective polyps provided with only knob-like vestigial tentacles. Tentaculozooids are also called palpons or feelers. They are sensory polyps with sensory cells and without tentacles. Tentaculozooids associated with gonophores, also called gonopalpons. Gonozoids. Gonozoids or blastostyles are the reproductive polyps with medusa buds. They are usually devoid of mouth, manubrium, and tentacles. Coelentron is highly reduced in them. Gonozoids produce sexual medusa or their equivalents by budding. In some cases, they may take the form of branching stalks called gonodendra. They bear grape-like clusters of gonophores and are often provided with gonopalpons. Autozooids and siphonozoids. Autozoids and siphonozoids are polypoid zooids, characteristically found among alcynarians. Autozoids are nutritive polyps with tentacles, well-developed mesenteries, and a normal siphonoglyph. Siphonozoids are exhalent zooids, without tentacles but with gonads, in reduced mesenteries and a very large siphonoglyph. They drive a water current through the internal spaces. Morphological variants of medusa. The major morphological variants of medusa include nectocalices or nectrophores, hydrophilia or phyllozoids, gonophores, and pneumatophores. Pneumatophores. Pneumatophores or floats are the gas-filled hydrostatic or floating zooids. They are found in siphonophore colonies. Usually a colony will have only one pneumatophore. Pneumatophore increases with the buoyancy of the colony and keeps the colony floating on the water surface. Nectocalices. Nectocalices, also called nectophores or swimming bells are the locomotor zooids of the colony. They are medusa with velum for radial canals and ring canal, but without mouth, manubrium, tentacle, and organs. They are present in many siphonophores. They may be variously shaped, such as bilateral flattened, prismatic, elongated, or irregular. They are highly muscular and hence have great swimming powers. Hydrophilia. Hydrophilia are also called phyllozoids or bracts. They are the protective zooids of the colony. They are thick, gelatinous, prismatic, or helmet shaped, with simple or branched gastrovascular canal. They have least resemblance to a typical medusa. Bracts are found in siphonophore colonies. Gonophores. Gonophores are reproductive medusoid zooids with bell, velum, manubrium, and radial canals, but without mouth, tentacles, and sense organs. They occur singly or in clusters. Gonads are usually born on their manubrium. In some cases, such as Vella or Popita, gonophores may be set free on sexual maturity. Such released gonophores discharge sex cells and then perish. Even though the colony is monoecious, individual gonophores are dioecious. So, there are male gonophores and female gonophores. Male gonophores are mostly saccular and female gonophores are medusiform. Patterns or grades of polymorphism among cnidarians. In general, three grades of polymorphism can be recognized among cnidarians, namely dimorphism, trimorphism, and polymorphism. Dimorphism is the condition in which the members of a species or colony are of two different kinds. They are the nutritive zooids and the reproductive zooids. Both these are polyps. The nutritive and reproductive polyps of hydrozoa are known respectively as gastrozooids and gonozooids. Dimorphic condition is present in Turbellaria, Campanularia, Bougainvillea, Pennatula, Pteroids, Corallium, etc. Trimorphism is the condition in which the members of a species or colony are of three different kinds, namely gastrozooids, gonozooids, and dactylozooids. Gastrozooids are nutritive, gonozooids reproductive, and dactylozooids defensive in functions. All these are polyps. Plumillaria is a typical trimorphic colony. In some forms, such as Obelia, the zooids include hydrants, gonangia, and medusa. Hydrants or gastrozooids are the nutritive zooids. Gonangia or gonozooids are the asexual reproductive zooids. And medusa are the sexual reproductive zooids. The zooids of Millepora include the gastrozooids, dactylozooids, and medusa. Polymorphism is the condition in which the members of a species or colony are of several different kinds. They are the structurally and functionally modified forms of polyps and medusa. A high degree of polymorphism and division of labor is exhibited by the colonial hydrozoan, Hydractinia. Hydractinia colony consists of 5 different kinds of polypozooids, namely nutritive gastrozooids, defensive spiral dactylozooids, sensory tentaculozooids, supporting skeletozooids, and reproductive gonozooids. These gonozooids are dioecious sexual zooids. So, there are male gonozooids and female gonozooids in the same colony. The high degree of polymorphism and division of labor is exhibited by certain free-swimming colonial siphonophore such as Halistema. Polymorphism in a typical siphonophore colony. A siphonophore colony originates as an inverted axial polyp. The elongated and tubular axial stem of this polyp is called siphonosome or column. Its petal and in almost all cases is invaginated to form a gas-filled float called pneumatophore. Float provides buoyancy. The opposite oral end of the axial polyp bears a mouth and sometimes a tentacle also. The zooids of the colony arise as lateral buds of the siphonosome. These buds arise in sets called conidia. Each comidium may usually consist of all types of zooids. As the colony grows, new comidia may be added to it in regular succession towards the petal end. So the youngest comidium is located near the pneumatophore and the oldest one is near the mouth. Origin of polymorphism. It is generally agreed that polymorphism in colonial Cnidarians result from division of labor and the corresponding structural modifications among the zooids. Several theories have been advanced to explain the origin of Cnidarian polymorphism. The important ones are the polyorgan theory, polyperson theory, and the medusome theory. Polyorgan theory. This theory was advanced by Huxley, Metchnikoff, and Eschholz. It holds that a polymorphic Cnidarian colony is formed from a single medusoid individual whose different parts multiplied independently, assumed different forms and functions, and become different kinds of zooids. In other words, the different kinds of zooids of a polymorphic colony are formed by the multiplication and structural and functional transformations of the different parts of a medusoid individual. Polyperson theory. This theory was proposed by Lukart, Gerhenbaugh, Voigt, Schoen, and Kukenthal. According to it, a polymorphic Cnidarian colony is formed by the gradual structural and functional transformations of several organically connected and continuous individuals. Thus, each zooid of a polymorphic colony is originally a separate individual and it attained a new form and function through gradual transformation. Medusome theory. This theory was proposed by Haeckel, Balfour, and Sedgwick. According to it, a polymorphic colony begins with a primitive medusa, which produces other medusa by budding. It also maintains that the different zooids of a colony are only the structurally and functionally modified parts of such medusoid individuals, which have shifted their attachment from their parental medusa. Significance of polymorphism. The phenomenon of polymorphism is essentially one of division of labor in which specific functions are assigned to different individuals. Thus, polyps are modified for feeding, protection, and sexual reproduction, while medusa are concerned with sexual reproduction. This distribution of functions among diversified individuals and their subsequent modifications in cylindroids may have resulted from their initial simple organization and lack of organ specialization. Polymorphism gave the colonies competitive edge in protection and food gathering and eventual survival. Polymorphism. Colonies of some species have morphologically differing individuals, each specialized for certain roles, example feeding, reproduction, and defense, etc.